Hi and welcome again to the second part of this tutorial called Learn to use AutoCAD in 60 minutes. In this video I will introduce you more drawing tools and commands to modify objects. If you haven't watched part 1, please click on the card that appears above. I am going to explain to you briefly more drawing commands. Rectangle. A rectangle is in reality a polyline. It's just a faster way to draw this kind of objects, as I just need to specify 2 points. I'm going to show you. The command is this one. Specify the first point and then I only need the opposite corner. I can simply click to place it or insert the coordinates regarding the first point. That's what I'm going to do. The first blank is for the x-axis, type 40. Then I press Tab to switch to the second coordinate. This one is for the y-axis, type 20 and press Enter again. In fact, what I have done was inserting the length and the width. Simple. However, as I still have to take into consideration the UCS coordinates, sometimes the values might be negative. Let's suppose I draw another rectangle but with the start point. The x coordinates would be -40. Click for the start point, then type -40, press Tab, and as the y coordinates are positive, I type 20. Here you have the result. Circle. To insert a circle in AutoCAD, I can click in this icon, as I believe you guessed. Then, just follow the prompts to draw the example here. Specify center point of the circle. OK, I click anywhere. Then, specify radius of circle. It is 20. I type that value and press Enter. Let's do the next. Now check out this tip. As I want to use again the command circle, press Enter. The system automatically reactivates the previous action. This is very important to know, it saves time. I am going to draw the same circle again. Now, look to the prompt at the command bar. Specify radius of circle or diameter. So, instead of typing a radius, I can switch to typing a diameter. I do it by clicking on it or simply type the first letter D. Then press Enter. As I'm drawing the same circle, the value is 2 times the radius. 40. Press Enter again. OK, this is just one of the several ways to insert a circle. If I click on the arrow below the icon, you can see all these options available. That depends the situation that you are drawing. Arc. An arc is a section of a circle and, like the previous command, there is an arrow below the icon with different ways of specifying points. I'm going to draw the arc of this example above, and the best option here is inserting the start point, then the center, and finally the end point. By default, AutoCAD draws the arc in the clockwise direction. Let's click on the arrow, then find Start, Center, End. Click on the end point of this line for the start point. The center is the intersection between both lines. And finally, the end point is this one. See how the arc is being drawn clockwise. Modifying objects. Until this moment, I taught you the most used commands to draw in AutoCAD. In this section, I will introduce to you commands that will help you in modifying objects and to be more effective while drawing. I'm going to start with the basic ones. Move. To move an object to a different place, for example, want to move the small rectangle to a distance of 60 to the right, click on the icon, select the rectangle, press Enter. Specify a point from where I want to move the object. Then I move to the right horizontally and type the distance of 60. Press Enter. In the following example, I want to move the rectangle to the other box, which is located at the same distance from the corner as here. I activate Move again, I select the object, press Enter. But this time the base point is going to be the corner. Then I click in the next corner to move it there. Copy. This command works in the same way as the command Move. I'm going to copy the object to the first rectangle. I use this base point. Then I can copy it in this intersection. Then I realize I can keep copying the object the number of times I want. Do you see? It's very nice this. And when I'm done, I press Escape. Rotate. To rotate objects, I can use this command. Let's see how it works. I click on the icon, select the objects, press Enter. Then I choose a base point where the objects can rotate around it. As the polar tracking is on, I'm going to rotate them 90 degrees to this side. Another situation. The same objects are in this position. If I try to rotate them back to the position they were before, the polar tracking doesn't work this time. However, I can use a different way. If you look to the prompt, there is an option that says Reference. To use it, I can either click on it with the mouse or type R. Usually the first letter is enough. After, I can specify a reference angle or draw a reference line. Let's draw a reference line, I prefer this. Click here for the first point, then for the second point, I choose this endpoint. Finally, I can rotate until the polar tracking appears. Now, look at this polyline. With the command Offset, I can inscribe that polyline inside, with a specific distance. That distance is called Offset Distance, and it has a length of 10 in this example. Let's do it. The icon of Set is this one. Click on it, then, for Specify Offset Distance, I type 10. Select the polyline, I move the pointer inside and click there to draw the new polyline. By the way, if I click outside the area, the new polyline offsets outside the original one. The command Offset can also be applied to lines. If I have this line and apply Offset to it, a new line shows up parallel to the first one. Now, I want to show you a situation that happens to a lot of people. I'm going to draw a rectangle with the command line. Then, I want to offset the lines like before. I type O to activate the command, specify the distance of 10, and when I click to offset, I realize I can only click on one line at a time, and the result is different than when I apply to polylines. However, I can easily merge lines in a polyline. There is a command for it. Join. I type join, or I can still find the icon on the Modify panel, here. It's very simple. Select the lines to merge and press enter. As you see, now I have a polyline. Finally, if I do offset again, the result will be identical as my first example. Command trim. In AutoCAD, we often need to cut parts of objects we have drawn before. For that, we can use the command trim. Let's check out how it works. I'm going to start with a very simple example. We have these lines, and I want to erase this segment. I click on the command trim, it's located there. Select both lines, press enter. Then, if I drag the pointer over here, the screen shows that this part will be erased. The same happens when I move the pointer to the other segments. I click on this one and you see it disappearing. It's done. To leave the command, press enter or escape. Look to the next example. This time we have 3 lines. I turn on trim again, select all the objects, and then I can erase any segment between any intersection, as you see. Now, suppose I want to erase all this part of the horizontal line. Turn on trim. The vertical line on the right I don't need to select, just the other 2. Press enter, and when I'm going to click on this line, it erases everything from the intersection of the lines I have selected to the right. Maybe for this situation this didn't make a big difference, but look at this case. Here I want to delete all this part of the line. If I select everything, then I need to erase one by one. It takes a long time, so it's better to only select the lines I'm going to use, like this. Of course, I can use trim not only for lines. It works for other kinds of objects. For example, I want to change this drawing to that one. I activate trim, select everything, press enter, and finally click on the parts to erase. Extend. This command is used to extend lines. In the example here, I want to extend this line to intersect the vertical line on the left. I am going to click on the arrow located next to the command trim. Then I select Extend. First, I have to select not the line that I want to extend, but the one where the extended lines will connect. So it's this one. Press Enter. Then I select the line to extend. To extend the line to the left, I have to click on the left half in order to work. Look, if I drag the pointer over the right half, nothing happens. I go slowly to the left, and after passing the middle, the extension appears again. I click and press Enter. In this example, I want to extend all the vertical lines on both sides. I type EX, press Enter. Select both horizontal lines. Press Enter again. To extend the lines up, I can open a selection area to cover the upper part of all vertical lines. I click, then I do the same for the part below, to extend the lines down. When I finish, I press Enter to exit the command. Of course, in this situation there is a faster proceedment by opening an area that covers both line sides. That extends both parts in just one step. Mirror. With this command, we can copy objects symmetrically. This is how it looks. Also, when we need to make a symmetrical drawing, we can just draw half of it and then use mirror in order to complete the process without spending time in drawing. Let's see how the command mirror works for these objects. Click on the icon, select everything and press enter. Then the prompt asks me to draw a mirror line. I'm going to insert the first point at a distance of 20 from the objects. I move the mouse over this endpoint, move right, type 20 and press enter. I'm going to draw the line vertically and you can see everything reflected as a mirror. I click for the second point. Now, the prompt sentence says, erase source objects. I choose no to keep the original ones. Notice that all lengths are kept, including the distance between the objects and the mirror line. Now check out these considerations about command mirror. It doesn't matter the length of the mirror line, just the direction. As you can see, if I draw a long vertical line, the result is the same, only if I rotate it, the objects are placed differently. To make a symmetrical drawing, I just need to draw half of it, because if I draw a vertical mirror line in this endpoint, the new mirrored objects connect to the original ones. It's simple. Sometimes I don't want the original objects. In the option Erase Source Objects, I choose Yes. That's the result. Editing objects using grips. The blue icons that show up when I select an object are called grips, and they allow me to edit it. When I select the line, there are 3 grips. If I click in one at the extremity, I can change the position of that point, keeping the other end in the same place. If I click on the grip in the middle, I can move the line without changing the length and direction. Now let's see some editing tips. Change the line length by moving one of the ends. I'm going to click on this icon. I drag left, I'm going to type 10 and the line length increases to 80. Of course, this also works if I want to make the line shorter. Click again. This time I drag right, type 10 and the line returns to its previous size. To type a new length to the line, I click on the grip, drag left and this time I press the button Tab and the input switches to the full length. I am going to insert 120. Then, let's check out how grips work on polylines. The end grips of each line works in identical way. I click on this one to change its position, and you can see all the other vertices don't move. Of course, this may cause me to deform the polyline. Now, unlike the lines, the grip on the middle has a rectangular shape. I'm going to click on one and I can move that full line. Then the rest of the polyline has to adapt to its new position. For example, I move right, type 10 and you can notice this line increases 10 of its total length. So we reached the end of the second part of this tutorial. Now I prepared more exercises for you in order to practice what you have learned here. The link is in the description of the video. After, don't miss the third part of this course, as I will keep teaching very important features for beginners, as set up units, work with layers, plot drawing and more. Okay, thank you very much for watching this tutorial. Don't forget to subscribe to CAD in Black if you haven't done it yet. Just click in the icon that is shown here. Also, if you need online private lessons, you can send me an email to the address that I show you there. So it's everything, and see you next time.